Did you get hit in the head with that one?
I did.
I think that was the only one up there. It's behind you somewhere.
Oh, I got one.
You got one?
Woo-hoo.
Shake a couple more trees while you're back there.
Might as well do a little dance and shake. This is a little bit bigger for me.
Yeah. Oh,
I got one.
you hit me with it. That one's ripe. All right, well,
This one's squished in my hands.
let's go to the next one.
There we go. Ooh. That's your head because that's going to come down.
One fell. Just one. It's a little fella.
Way up there.
Let me see if I can shake the tree.
Oh. There we go. Ooh.
Okay, guys. Pawpaws.
Where's
We
that?
got a bunch on the ground here. Show you guys how we harvest these. Taste test. That's what a pawpaw looks like. A lot of times this, you can see where one broke off. A lot of times there'll be a big cluster. Very neat. Very neat. This one isn't ripe, by the way, but it will be in a couple of days. I can move it with my hands, which is one of the, I mean, you're not going to know till you shake the tree, but this one was actually reachable, so I took the opportunity to show you, but it'll be really hard. But this one's just starting to move. So this will take about 3 days to ripen. So that pawpaw, we're picking pawpaws. I don't know whether you guys can see them pawpaws or not. Pawpaws are so hard to see. Big group of them. Big group of them there. Big group of them there. This is the best pawpaw patch we've been to today. There's two big uns. Really big uns. All right, I'm going to hand the camera to Dawn and explain what we're doing, even though you've been watching. When I was young, Grandpa showed me this trick. Somewhere around the second week of September, encroaching into October, you're at a critical point for your pawpaws in southern Michigan and northern Indiana. If you let them ripen in fall, you'll never collect them. First of all, you won't see them amongst the yellow leaves, banana-shaped leaves, or I call them banana-shaped leaves, of the pawpaw that turn yellow. They just hide in the forest floor. If they even stay that long, usually the animals get them almost immediately. So Grandpa always said, you shake a tree and anything that falls is close to being ripe. These two didn't fall, so we'll leave them be. Dawn and I have been to a couple of different patches today, and we just go along the second week of September here and we shake the tree, and any pawpaws that fall are either ripe or very close to ripe. We'll pick those pawpaws up, gather them. When we get home, we'll separate the ones that are ripe from the ones that are almost ripe. And the ones that are almost ripe, you can lay out on a towel on the kitchen table or the counter, and over a period of 2-3 days, they will definitely soften up and ripe. It is not yellow that makes them ripe. A lot of people think that, but when one turns yellow, it's already turning black on the inside, so it's overripe at that point. So the pawpaw, the way to tell whether or not it's ripe is if it's soft. When the pawpaw is soft, you can open it up, and we're going to show you that in the kitchen, how to prepare it. Once we're done collecting pawpaws today, I will see you guys in the kitchen and show you what Dawn and I do with the pawpaws. And Dawn has a suggestion for homemade pawpaw ice cream, but I personally have not messed with that. That's something Dawn wants to explain to me so that I can explain it to you, because I've never done it. She loves it. That's what we're going to do. I want to show you how to identify pawpaw real quick. This is a young pawpaw sapling, and you can see the leaves come up the stalk, and they are not opposite, but they alternate. This is not a compound, and they have this long, slender basal leaf. And the way I always knew for a fact when I was a kid, and I used to actually like to do this, now that I'm older I don't, but you crush the leaf, and it has this very pungent, very hard to breathe in odor. I mean, it is it's very pungent. It's unmistakable. And even though I can't describe what it smells like, if you run across a leaf that's a long banana shaped leaf like this, embellished in size compared to the actual sapling itself, and you crush it and you smell it, it will be really hard to smell without hitting that gag reflex. So it's very pungent. Not at all pleasing like spice bush or some of the other fragrant trees. Also, the saplings generally don't get very big, and they don't live very long. The wood is really pithy. It doesn't burn well when it's dead, and a lot of times when you shake your trees to see if any pawpaws fall, dead branches will fall on your head. So this is kind of a fun game where you either wear a helmet or you duck after you shake the sapling. Interestingly enough, I think I have a pawpaw on the tree that if Dawn hands me the GoPro, I can walk up and show you guys real quick. And then we're gonna shake these trees, and I will take you guys to the kitchen. There is a pawpaw. Extremely hard to see on the trees when you're looking up. Oh, there went one, and it's going into the lake.
Oh.
I'll get it. Anyway, say hi, Dawn.
Hi.
We will see you in the kitchen. Okay guys, we got pounds and pounds of pawpaws. You know, I want to show you what I do with them, and Dawn wanted me to tell you guys about the ice cream recipe, so I'll tell you about that real quick. Once you get your pawpaw pulp, you can put it in ice cube trays and freeze it. And then if you have a Ninja, you can pull out 2 cups of that and add a 1/4 cup of almond milk. And if you want a little bit of vanilla extract, put it in the Ninja for just a few seconds frozen, and it will come out pure pawpaw ice cream. Okay, so separating the pulp from the seeds, first thing I want to explain is that a pawpaw doesn't turn yellow when it's ripe. This one is ripe. I don't know whether the GoPro will show you, but my finger's actually moving that. See that? And then if you go with one that is not quite ripe, right here, and I'm going to make an example. This one isn't moving. I'm going to make an example of these 2. I'm going to cut this pawpaw in half. Actually, there's a broken one somewhere. I'd rather find it so that I don't have a half one cut. I'm going to find a hard, yeah, there's a hard small one. Cut it in half because we're going to set these out on a towel on the table, and over a period of 3 to 4 days they will ripen. Each day you kind of test each one, and once it's ripe you put it in a refrigerator because they do deteriorate fast. You got 3 or 4 days in the refrigerator. You do not have long if you leave them at room temperature. So room temperature for 3 to 4 days. Test each one each day. This one is not ripe. I'm going to cut that in half. And this one is ripe. And I'm going to cut this long ways because that's how I actually, well, we'll cut this one, which is ripe, in half. How's that? You can see the inside is yellow. And the inside of this one is white. So not ripe. It's hard. It won't move. And this one is, I'll push my finger in that and it's going to be very custard-like. So all I do to get this out is I just take a fork like so, and I just kind of push the seed out, and there'll be in bigger pawpaws many seeds. And then I just take my finger like this and I squish that pulp into it, and the skin is clean. So we are filling the pulp so that we can freeze our pawpaw pulp, and Dawn can make her pawpaw ice cream and I can just eat pawpaw custard. But that is how I process pawpaws. That one didn't go as smooth as the first one. The skin, by the way, as it gets fresher and fresher and fresher, the skin gets weaker and weaker and weaker, and my little trick becomes quite messy. Now, how to eat a pawpaw. This one's really ripe, so I'm going to show you how I eat them. I just take a spoon and cut this open like so. Peel it back. And you'll see all the seeds in this big one. Peel it back. See all that custard in there? I just take a spoon and I eat it just like that. But you'll notice the bigger ones, all these seeds. A lot of seeds to pull out. But they do pull out relatively clean, especially the riper the fruit, the cleaner the seed comes out. See how clean that came out? Also, you can save the seeds and you can propagate these any way you want, as long as it's in a shaded environment. I would suggest a really loamy soil and a lot of water. Dawn and I went to 4 different pawpaw patches today to accumulate what is close to 20 pounds of pawpaws. And we didn't have, these big pawpaws came from the river, and these little pawpaws, this one is almost overripe. And that's what I mean by, if it's yellow, it's spoiled on the outside. Their pawpaws can be green and ripe. It's the inside that counts. And you'll know, because this is really soft. And you'll know when it's spoiled because it'll have kind of a pungent odor to it. And this one is almost to that point of being spoiled. Anyway, as I was saying, the areas of the pawpaws that we got the most pawpaws from were wet areas. So the pawpaws that were close to one of the ponds had big fruit, and the pawpaws that were kind of higher up in the higher elevations of the woods were small. But we did get a lot of ripe ones. You've seen I shook the trees, and the ones that fell we collected. If you let them hit the ground on their own, you'll be picking these if you can find them after the animals, the ones that are just too ripe. Anyway, this will set for a couple of days, 3 to 4, and it ripens. If it doesn't get soft in 4 days, toss it, because it's never going to do anything but start drawing flies. Anyway, pawpaws are an awesome, beneficial fruit. Hoosier banana is what they were called when I was a kid. Custard apple is another name, but It's definitely worth your attention. There's no flavor like it. People say it tastes like a banana. It's not true. It's kind of got the texture of an overripe banana, but it's got the texture of an overripe banana or custard, and the flavor is its own. There's no other way to describe it. I like to eat them for breakfast. The excess pawpaws, of course, they only store in the refrigerator for 2 to 3 days after they're ripe. So you make your custard, you freeze it in Ziploc bags, find recipes on Google, Pinterest, wherever you want to find recipes. Try Dawn's ice cream recipe. I think you'll like that. I personally haven't ate it because Dawn's cooking spooky sometimes.
Oh.
Anyway, Pawpaws, second week of September is usually when I harvest them, and by the time the leaves are falling, the first week of October, or the first frost, which is the first, second week of October in southern Michigan, northern Indiana, it's over. You're not going to get any pawpaws. So, safe and happy foraging.